friends, and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you've seen my previous videos, which is my welcome and explaining who I am and what my channel's about, and the first tutorial that I did. This video is slightly different. This is a foundation review on this new foundation that I got from Boots, the CYO foundation. So, if you want to see how it applied and what I think of it, you're in the right place. Keep watching. Gotta remember my little song. When will I be YouTube famous? It'll grow on you, I hope. Okay, let's skip back a bit to blank face and see how this does. Right, let's get on with this. I'm going to start off by priming because my face is already clean, as you can tell, fresh out of the shower, and it's moisturised. So, a little bit of our primer going on. As I've said in a previous video, this is actually a facial antiperspirant, which I use because chronic pain and side effects of meds make my face sweat a lot. And if I want to have any hope of keeping makeup on, I have to use this. I did used to put another primer over the top until I ran out of primer one day, or I forgot, one of the two. Used it on its own and found out it's a pretty damn good primer. Leaves your face ever so slightly tacky, which is great because that means your foundation sticks to it well. And I've got oily combo skin, so getting a foundation to stick to my face is a bit of a nightmare. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just wiping my hands clean on a face wipe. Now, foundation we're going to review today is a new one on me, CYO. Got it from Boots, which, according to this bit here, looks like it could be a new Boots range. We give it a shake. I've got it in the lightest colour, which is 101 Neutral. And as before, I'm going to use my phone case to squeeze the foundation onto it. Oh, it's got a pump. I like the ones with pumps. As Cassie always says, the best pumps are the ones that work. Ooh. Okay. That's a bit runnier than the Revlon yesterday. There's just a couple of pumps out there. Obviously, as I've not used it, I don't know whether it's going to be best going on with a brush or with a beauty sponge. So I'm going to use brush this side. I'm using Tarte brush that I used before. And I've got a Real Technique sponge, which is nice and moist. I'm sorry if you don't like that word. On this side of my face. So let's see if I can scoot you in a little bit closer. Ooh, sorry about that. And we will, as before, start in the middle of my face and work outwards, because it's the middle of your face that people see first. So you tend to need, if you're going to have coverage, you tend to need more coverage there and less coverage as you work your way out to the periphery of your face. Quite a light coverage, not as good as the other Boots ones that I've tried, but at the moment it's quite nice. It's not bad. Just you see the difference between the two sides. I mean, you can still see the darkness coming through here, but it's covered up quite a bit of the redness. That smoothed out quite nicely actually, so let's try sponge on the other side and we'll see how it goes on. the sponge. Now, normally the sponge ends up using more, yeah, it does, more foundation than a brush does, particularly when the sponge is freshly new and freshly washed and all nice and clean and everything. But it does use a wee bit more foundation. Start pouncing that in like this. It's not a huge difference between the way it goes in both sides. I think maybe I just do prefer the finish on the sponge side. I'll just go over it a bit. Right, are you buildable? What do you say? Always flawless, never filtered. Okay. So let's have another. I've used 3 pumps so far. Let's add another pump. See if we can just build up a wee bit more coverage just on top of my cheeks here and on my dark circles and my nose that absolutely hates foundation. Yeah, this is definitely a, I suppose, light medium coverage. Nowhere near full, but I don't think it claims to be. It just says long-lasting, life-proof foundation. Always flawless, never filtered. Okay. So, what do we think? I mean, at the moment it's obviously it's not dried down yet, but at the moment I wouldn't call it dewy, but it's not matte by any sense. Maybe demi matte, kind of a satin matte, maybe. Well, let's see how the concealer wears on top of it. I'm going to go in with the Revolution Conceal and Define in shade C1. And as before, I don't do the huge triangles. It's, hello Mr. Sun, it's not necessary, certainly not on older skin like mine. You just end up looking like you used polyfiller. We had a little visitor up here that was not invited to the party, and a little one down here. So we shall do our best to revoke their invitation. As I'm using sponge, I've got one of these little diddy. It's the same shape with the flat side, and it's sort of sheared off at the top here, so it's not, you can get right underneath and right in around the side of your nose, which is good. Got off by just pouncing that into the skin a little bit. Okay, that concealer does not like going in with a sponge. Let's get the brush out. This is one of the flat foundation brushes, which is something that I do usually use when I'm doing my foundation, my concealer. But I just thought, oh, I'll give it a go with a sponge. But yeah, it doesn't work too well with a sponge, unfortunately. It was just taking the coverage off. I mean, it could be that the sponge was a wee bit too damp, so that could be user error. But as I said before with this, you don't need to let this concealer sit to get more coverage. If you leave it too long, it will be a bugger to blend out. So I know with most of them, I tend to follow the Jackie Aina thing of, oh, give it a minute before you blend it out. But it's really not necessary with this one. This has a very quick dry down time. And as you can see, it does give you good old coverage. I mean, I sat on the side of the road, dustbin men had chucked me in the back, these black circles under my eyes, but never mind. Such is life of no sleep. So, I mean, that's gone on actually quite nicely over the top. Yeah, it seems to have dried down now. So, still got a wee bit of, I don't know, it's drawing down a wee bit more matte, but it is still, does still have a nice soft look to it. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup off camera, and I will see you in 2 shakes of a duck's tail. However long that is. In YouTube land, it's going to be pretty instant. Okay. Okay, so that's the rest of my makeup on. I just used the Colourpop Yes Please palette and the Jeffrey Manny collab Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to pronounce it, highlighter that I used in my previous tutorial. The lipstick that I've gone for is called Delicious. Are you going to focus for me? Not on my face, focus on that. There we go. It's called Delicious. And it's from the Jeffree Star Family Collection. So it's the pale pink lids with the holographic stars on it, is it? As opposed to his hot pink lid, which is the colour that his ones usually are. As I was saying, this makeup went on absolutely fine. No issues with blending the bronzer or the blusher over the top. Once it had dried down, it did dry to a more matte consistency. It lost the demi-matte or sort of satin finish that it had when I just applied it, but that's fine because I've got oily combo skin, so my own oils are going to break through and make me look dewy before long anyway. With this foundation review, I won't be blotting or adding more powder or doing anything except touching up my lippy if I need to. And I will check in with you probably at the end of the night and we can see how it's worn. So if I just give you a little quick zoom in now, just so you can see. Okay, so it's not settling into any fine lines yet, and it's looking fine around my nose. It's not going cakey or anything, and it's not settling in my smile lines. So at the moment, I quite like it. It's, as I said, got it to like a light medium coverage, which is fine. You know, my skin's not too bad at the moment, and sometimes it's nice just to have a foundation that isn't completely full coverage, especially once it comes to the summer, or if you just want to do a 10-15 minute makeup job before you head out the door to go to work or pick the kids up from school or whatever. But okay, I will check in with you later on and we can see how this is done. Alright, see you soon. Oh, I suppose I better tell you the time, hadn't I? midday. So I probably finished putting this on at about probably 11:30. So we'll call 11:30 the check-in time, and we'll see how it fares. All right then. Speak to you later. Bye. Hi friends, check-in number 1. It is currently about 5:45 in the evening, so this has been on about just over 6 hours. So let's have a bit of a zoom in, see how it's faring. Oh, that's very close, but you need to be really. It's looking a little bit dry under my eyes there, as you can see. And it's starting to separate and settle around the side of my nose there. I've actually still got foundation on my nose, which makes a change. It is starting to fade, but it's fading quite gracefully. Same as my chin. Starting to come off, but not looking too... Ooh, I'm away. There we go. Not looking too bad. So, it's 6 hours, that's not too bad. It's not quite a full working day yet, but it's actually doing quite well at keeping my oils under control. I've not blotted, I've not added any more powder or anything, and I'm not too shiny, just where I wanted it, obviously, with the highlighter. But so far, I'm actually quite impressed with that foundation. I will check in again at the end of the night before I take all this off and give you my final verdict. But while you're waiting for that, even though for you it'll be a split second, there's a just down there. There's just there. Or is it that side? No, I'm sure it's this side. I'm sure it's this side here. There is a subscribe button. It's bright red. Really noticeable. Be really happy if you gave it a bit of a nudge, a little bit of a push, so you could see more of madness and hair and foundation reviews and more witterings from this woman. If you do press subscribe, I love you forever. But also remember to click the little bell icon, because YouTube is shocking at the moment for telling people when you upload videos, even big subscribers, people I follow. I'm having to go to their channel to find them if I haven't got notifications clicked on. So subscribe, join my notification squad, join the fun, and I'll be back for you in a split second with the final thoughts for the day. Alright, speak to you again soon. Bye now. Hello, welcome back for my final update of the day. It is now 10:30 in the evening, so this has been on for 11 hours, and I've got to be honest, for a cheap foundation, I'm really impressed with this. I need to test it out on a day when I'm doing more. I've been editing videos today, so I've not been moving around too much, so didn't produce too much heat and bother and stuff that makes your makeup shift. But let's have a bit of a zoom in and see how it's looking. Okay. So as before, it's still looking quite dry under the eyes. I might try it with a different concealer next time. Perhaps that Revolution one is a little bit too matte, perhaps. Yeah, it's still separating slightly and settling into the bits around my nose there. But I've still got foundation on my nose at the end of the night, which very rarely happens. It is wearing off my chin a little bit, and obviously the very, very tip of my nose it's starting to wear off. But it's doing it very gracefully. It's not really settled into any of the frown lines or the smile lines either. Sorry, the lipstick needs redoing, but I'm not going to redo my lipstick when I'm about to take all this off. Okay, let's scoot you back out. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Okay, so what's my verdict on the CYO Life Proof Foundation. I like it. I like it. As I said, I'm going to give it a try with a different concealer under my eyes to see if I can stop it from going quite so dry. And I'll try it again on a day when I'm doing more to see whether that affects the wear time. But so far, that's not bad. I'm pretty impressed. That was £7.50 from Boots. So for less than a tenner, this could pass for an everyday foundation. For going to work, popping to the shops, picking the kids up from school. I wouldn't necessarily choose it for a night out. I prefer slightly more coverage on a night out. But then on a night out, you tend to put more makeup on anyway. So in the meantime, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already pressed it, there's a subscribe button just down there, and there's a little bell icon, just a little tiny bell icon next to it. It would be great if you would like the video, subscribe, become part of my notification squad. Hope you enjoyed this. Give me some feedback in the comments. Have you tried that? How did it work on your skin, particularly if you've got dry skin, because obviously mine's combo oily. So I'll be interested to know how it fares on dry skin. Does it cling to dry patches? And especially if you're a deeper skin tone than me, because obviously I'm the lightest skin tone there. I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are at the opposite end of the spectrum. You know, do they get the undertones right? Do they make you look ashy? That's something obviously that I can't check myself. I'm completely the wrong skin colour for that, but I would really appreciate feedback from you if you are slightly more melanin enriched than myself. Just really for feedback for people watching this video, so that they can know if they're darker than me, whether that foundation is going to work for them too. Alright, I am going to take this off. I'm going to have a big glass of water and I'm going to go to bed. Good night. Sleep well if you're watching this at night. If not, have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.